Hello everyone, my name is Alicia Mayanathan and I'm from Bachelor Industrial Psychology. Today I'm going to present about paper 1 entitled Examining the Relationship Between Perceived Financial Stress and Academic Burnout Among Private University Students. So the background of the study is university students face many challenges throughout their studies, especially financial and academic challenges. Many students experience financial stress due to tuition fees, accommodation, transportation, and daily living expenses. When students are financially stressed, it may affect their mental well-being, motivation, and academic performance. If its stress continues for a long period, it may eventually lead to academic burnout. And this study has 3 research questions. The first question is to determine the level of perceived financial stress among undergraduate students. And the second question is to determine the level of academic burnout. And the third question is to examine whether there is a significant relationship between perceived financial stress and academic burnout. Research objective is the research objective correspond to the research questions. First, to identify the level of perceived financial stress, and second, to identify the level of academic burnout, to examine the relationship between perceived financial stress and academic burnout among undergraduate students. Research hypothesis. For this study, there are 2 hypotheses. The null hypothesis states that there is no significant relationship between perceived financial stress and academic burnout. The alternative hypothesis states that there is a significant positive relationship between 2 variables. Significance of the study is this study benefits several groups. For students, it increases awareness of financial stress and encourages healthy coping strategies. For universities, the finding may help improve counseling and financial support services. For policymakers such as PP1, the findings may support better financial aid program. Finally, future research can use this study as a reference for related research. Literature review of this study consists of 1 independent variable and 1 dependent variable. The independent variable is perceived financial stress, which includes financial concerns such as tuition fees, living expenses, and educational costs and other financial issues. The dependent variable is academic burnout, which is measured through emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and academic efficacy. So the theoretical framework of this study is based on a transactional model of stress and coping by Lazarus and Folkman, published in 1984. According to this theory, students first experience financial difficulties. They then evaluate the situation through primary appraisal and secondary appraisal before choosing coping strategies, either problem focused or coping or emotional focused coping. If students are unable to cope effectively, prolonged financial stress may contribute to academic burnout. So the next slide is conceptual framework. This conceptual framework consists of 1 independent variable and 1 dependent variable. The dependent variable is perceived financial stress, while the dependent variable is academic burnout. This study aims to examine whether the perceived financial stress is significantly related to academic burnout among undergraduate students in private universities in Selangor. Next is research methodologies. This study uses a quantitative research design. A correlational research method is employed because the purpose of this study to examine the relationship between perceived financial stress and academic burnout. So, population and sampling. The target population consists of undergraduate students studying in private universities in Selangor. Purposefully sampling will be used because respondents must meet the study criteria. The estimated sample size for the actual study is 150 respondents. Research procedure, followed by few steps such as research obtain approval from the supervisor. Next, a pilot study will be conducted. After that, a questionnaire will be distributed to the selected respondents. The completed questionnaire will be collected and analyzed using SPSS before interpreting findings. Research instrument. The questionnaire consists of three sections. Demographic section B measured perceived financial stress using financial stress appraisal, perceived financial coping resources, and problem focused coping and emotional focused coping dimension. And section C measures academic burnout using the Maslach Burnout Inventory Student Survey or MBISS. And there's a pilot study conducted in this research to determine the reliability of the questionnaire. It involves 20 undergraduate students with a total of 44 questionnaire items. The reliability test uses Chromebacks Alpha and the overall reliability value is 0.815, indicates that the questionnaire is reliable and suitable for the actual study. So the data analysis two type of analysis will be used, which is descriptive statistic including frequency, percentage, mean, and standard deviation will be used to identify the level of perceived financial stress and academic burnout of the undergraduate students. By Pearson correlation analysis will be conducted to examine the relationship between the two variables. So the expected finding is that the students will with higher perceived financial stress are more likely to experience higher academic burnout. The findings may help universities, counselors, and policymakers to develop better financial support and mental health interventions for university students. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.